In today's video, we're going to be reacting to some normal photos with a very creepy backstory.
Coming in at number 10, we have Samurai Ghost. In 2014, a man named Martin Springall was on vacation in Japan. He was walking around on a cliff with his young daughter and wife. Eventually, they reached an area where you could get a good view of the coast, so Martin decided to snap a photo of the scenery with his daughter in the foreground. It was all normal and him and his daughter and wife moved on with their day. However, a little while later, Martin noticed something strange in the photo in between his daughter's legs.
Okay, so they noticed something behind the daughter, but I'm noticing something else. It literally looks like the daughter doesn't have legs. Look right there, it literally looks like she doesn't have any legs whatsoever. What's wrong with this girl's legs? Like, she doesn't have ankles.
In between her legs were a pair of legs dressed in samurai clothing. A pair of black samurai boots could easily be made out. He assumed a man was standing behind her as the photo was being taken, but he just didn't remember it. But his daughter and wife confirmed nobody else was on the cliff that day, and unless the samurai was super short, his body and head should also be behind the girl, right?
Is that really creepy? I don't think it is. Before I clicked on this video, I literally thought we were gonna get terrified. Like, nothing about this video was scary.
Martin sent it to a friend, who then posted it on Reddit, and it went viral. After that, many people accused Martin of photoshopping it, but an expert said this photo was unedited. It still remains a mystery, but people are convinced this was the ghost of a samurai.
Okay, it looks like that was the first photo. Honestly, nothing was scary about that. And I don't know why they're not speaking about her ankles. She literally doesn't have any.
Next up is Helping Hand. One of the most innocent kinds of photos are family photos. They're usually pretty corny, and the only scary thing about them is if they end up on your parents' Facebook for everyone to see.
Okay, here's a weird flex. My parents don't have social media. I don't know why, but I never really take photos of my parents. It's never been something that we've done together. Other families have so many family photos. However, with mine, we literally have one photo.
But this family photo is a little different. We see a normal smiling family sitting happily on a swing. Nothing seems untoward and there's no legs of a samurai ghost anywhere in sight. But there is something very, very wrong with this photo, which is bound to creep you out. Look at the little girl on the far left and you'll see a mysterious hand around her. You might think this is one of her family members, but look at everyone's hands and arms and they're in sight.
Oh my gosh, that is freaky. Wait, whose hand is that? Nah, there's something evil going on there. That girl has a random hand around her arm. Let me go back and show you guys. Here's the full photo and as you can see, that man's arm literally stops at her head. But whose arm is that? Is that some type of camera glitch? Yeah, I don't like that. That's a bit freaky.
The hand appears to belong to another child as it's pretty small, but clearly other than the kids in the photo, there are no children in sight. The family say they have no idea who this could be, but it's rumored this was taken near a haunted house, and some say the hand belongs to a ghost of a young girl. Who do you think could be behind this mysterious hand?
Some type of deep dark magic is definitely going on. Like, that girl in the end is cursed. Like, you see this girl right here, she is cursed. They better give that girl up for adoption because they're literally gonna get haunted.
Next up is the unexpected passenger. This is one unsettling photograph which seems normal at a first sight, but the creepy thing about this image was only discovered by the photographer after he took it. The photo was taken by a guy called Roy in Chico, California. He saw an abandoned truck and thought it would make a good image. He snapped it and then moved on with his day. But later, after the image was developed, he saw something bizarre.
I already knew that I'm gonna be scared. There's gonna be some type of creepy ghost there. I can't stand these videos whenever they show photos and there's like a creepy ghost in the background. Like, they're just so creepy, I hate it.
There was a face in the window of the truck. When the man took the photo, nobody was around, and he even closely inspected the truck and remembers it being empty. The man was actually a police officer, so he took it into the station to have it checked out. It was examined and they found it was 100% genuine. The face seems to be of a woman and looks very ghostly. The woman actually looks scared in the image, which makes this all the more unsettling.
If you look right there, it kind of looks like the moon emoji. I bet you that person didn't sleep for a couple of days. I think I took a photo once and it looked like there was someone in the background. I need to try and go through my Snapchat memories and find that photo. But basically, I took like a mirror selfie and in the background, it literally looked like somebody was staring at me. Like, it was so bizarre.
Next up is Redbox Exorcist. We all probably use Netflix on our computers or with an app on our cell phones. But believe it or not, Redbox used to be kind of like Netflix where you would rent a movie from a box and then mail it back. One woman appears to be doing this, and it was caught on a surveillance camera just above the box. Now, returning a movie may sound mundane, but in this image, the woman's eyes have been rolled back and her head is tilted all the way back too.
Oh no, sorry, that really creeped me out. Nah, I didn't expect that to happen. How did they casually just show that photo? That looks like some creepy thing you'd see in like a thumbnail. Oh no, I don't like that. Do you ever look at like an image and it makes you feel really sick? Like you don't know how to react, you just feel weird. That photo just made me feel that feeling.
Now, I don't know what movie she was renting, but if it was The Exorcist, that would make a lot of sense, as she looks like Regan McNeil. I hope there's nothing wrong wrong with her, but the camera was hidden, so she wasn't doing this to mess around. Maybe she just found out she was getting a late fine and freaked out. What do you think could be behind this woman's weird photo? Is she really possessed, or is there some kind of bizarre explanation for this? I can just imagine the security guy watching this being terrified. I sure know I would be if I saw somebody doing this on camera.
Yeah, I don't blame you. She's literally looking up like that. Like, look at her. It literally looks like you can see her pupil. Oh gosh, that's so scary. Like, I actually can't look at that image.
Next up is coincidence. This photo is creepy, but instead of a ghost hanging around, it's got a nice explanation. That's right, this mysterious photo has actually been explained. In 1994, Nick Wheeler's mom snapped a photo of him playing on a beach in the UK when he was only 6 years old. The photo was totally normal for 20 years, but in 2014, 20 years after the image was taken, it became creepy. Nick Wheeler married Amy Maiden when he was 26 and she was 25. They were looking through old photos at their wedding when Nick's mom pulled out this image and blew everyone away.
I think I know what's gonna happen because I've heard of these things before. Basically, they were with each other during that photo. Like, both of the people are gonna be somewhere. She's probably gonna be in the background. I've heard of things like this so much, so I know it's coming.
The reason why is because in the background of the image was the woman Nick married, Amy. It's crazy to think these guys were playing right next to each other as kids, and then 20 years later they were getting married. When they found out, it made the news, and they returned to have a look at the same beach the photo was taken at all those years ago.
I swear there was like another photo where like a Chinese couple were in the same photo 20 years before they met each other. It's actually so crazy. Like, maybe I've met my future partner. That's kind of freaky, isn't it? Because you don't know who it is.
Next up is Cowboy. This photo isn't from the Old West. It was actually taken as a promotional campaign for a movie. They wanted to get the mountains of the Arizona desert in the background, but they caught something unexpected in the background as well. If you look over to the right of the man, you'll see a boy in the bushes dressed in cowboy gear.
Oh my gosh, why was that boy so tiny? Was that a dwarf? Did they kill witches back in that time? If there was something slightly weird about you, then you would literally have been killed. Like, who was that boy? He was literally just randomly sat there.
The photo was actually taken at an old cemetery for cowboys, which has led some to say the figure in the background is a ghost. This kind of makes some sense, as he's very bright, but experts say this could just be the old camera. At first, the man who took the photo thought it was a rock, but they returned to the same spot and there was no rock. Many said this was fake, but experts have looked at the image and the film reel and they say it's totally real. Is this a real ghost or spirit caught on camera, or is it something else? I know catching a ghost on camera seems unlikely, but I can't really come up with any other explanations for this.
Yeah, neither can I. Like, I'm sorry, if you look at it, it literally looks like somebody. Like, there's the shoulder, there's the ear, there's the face. That is literally a boy. Maybe somebody was playing a prank or someone was with them. I don't know, I feel like that's the only way you could explain it.
Next up, we have the Real Annabelle. We all know the seriously creepy haunted doll named Annabelle.
I'm sorry, I don't like Annabelle. Something about her freaks me out. Like, imagine you're lying in bed and then you look beside you and she's literally lying there. That would genuinely be terrifying.
She's featured in movies such as The Conjuring and Annabelle. But did you know the dolls in those movies are based on a real-life doll? In 1970, a mother purchased a doll for her 4 kids. Just a few weeks into having the doll, it started to act a little strange. Firstly, it began to glow, but then it began moving and appearing in the kids' dreams. After that, it began moving around the room and grabbing onto the kids' necks.
Yeah, something about that doll is creepy. Like, look at it right there. It just looks scary. Imagine you bought one of these dolls and you didn't know it was haunted. Like, that would be so weird. Ew. Imagine seeing your teddies in your dreams. Oh gosh, something about that just gives me the shivers.
Sometimes it would even grab their arms and legs and pull them out of their beds. The doll was a Raggedy Ann doll, and some said it was haunted. It was taken out of the home after things went too far, and a cross was placed above it in a museum. It was also kept behind glass with a sign saying, "Warning, positively do not open."
Imagine if somebody like stole Annabelle, what would actually happen? Like, what happens if the doll just disappeared? I kind of want to visit dolls like this, but then I also don't because I don't want to get possessed. I feel like I'm attracted to really evil things, so they'd like try to possess me.
I couldn't agree with that sign more. But despite this doll being locked away, you can still visit it and take some seriously creepy photographs of it, as many have.
Why would you want to take a photo with it? I'm telling you right now, this doll's gonna escape. Somebody is gonna steal the doll and Annabelle is literally gonna come to life. This is why you shouldn't go near creepy stuff.
Next up is faces. This is one seriously unexplained photograph. One girl was taking a regular photo for a MySpace profile back in 2007. She got her friend to snap the picture quite near to her university campus near a bush. But when she came to upload the photo, she noticed something scary behind her. In the bush were 2 scary smiling faces looking right at the camera.
Oh my gosh, that was an actual face. That wasn't like a blurry face, that was literally an actual face. Did that girl know that there was people in the bushes behind her? Oh my gosh, I can imagine that. Like, imagine if they grab her and she's never found again.
The girl didn't see them at the time, so she freaked freaked out and called her friend. Her friend who took the photo said she had no memory of seeing anyone in the bush, let alone two people. It's unknown whether these guys are smiling because they're joking around or whether they're being sinister and spying on the girl.
Yeah, like it literally looks like they're stalking her. That is so scary, and they also looked really red. I'm telling you right now, they've got something wrong with them. Like, they're literally evil. They're gonna try and sacrifice her to God.
She was determined to know what was going on, so she put the image on Facebook and asked if the guys went to her university. But despite thousands of people seeing the photo, the two men are still unidentified, and the photograph remains unexplained.
Isn't that like so freaky? Imagine them two men were just pulling a prank on her. If they're still alive, they knew that they done that. Like, is that not so weird? For everyone that's went missing, there's at least one person who knows in the world where they are. For example, Madeleine McCann, nobody knows where she is or if she's still alive, but somebody in this world does. Like, that's so freaky.
Next up is something in the ceiling. This is a very old vintage photo, which I guess kind of makes it even creepier. And what's more, this is a family photo, and despite what people think, we all know from before that they can be scary. This family back in the 1930s took a family photo. It was of a grandmother, a mother, and her two sons. They put the camera on a timer and then posed for the photo. They expected to get a nice image back from the photo developer, but this really wasn't the case. It appeared that a body was falling from the ceiling in the image. The people in the photo claimed there was nobody else there and that nothing odd happened at the time.
Well, then where did the body come from? That's like the last photo where it's literally a body. It's not a blur, you can literally see somebody's outline. That's so freaky. If I lived in that house, I would get like a priest in and get them to like bless the house. Something about that house is evil.
They investigated their home and even took ceiling boards out to check the roof if somebody or something was up there. But there wasn't, and the image still remains unexplained. Some say it was a smudge made when the image was being processed, but others say this is the spirit of someone who used to live in the home before the family did.
Exactly, that couldn't be made from a smudge. Like, that is literally in the photo. That's so scary. Like, imagine that. Imagine you're taking a photo with your family and there's literally someone like that in the background. Oh, that would make you feel sick.
Coming up next is Slenderman. We all know the woods can be one of two things, beautiful or scary. And one country known for its creepy woods is Russia. These students found this out the hard way. They went to what is known as the Lost Forest in Russia. This isn't because the forest is lost, but many people who go in there never find their way out.
That's kind of like the suicide forest in Japan. Of course, this is in Russia somewhere. All creepy stuff happens in Russia. I haven't seen the image yet, but I bet you there's a big Slenderman in the background. I really hope it's like a Photoshop fake photo.
Because of this, many people use string to find their way back. Anyway, they were walking around near it and exploring when they decided to take a photo of themselves in the woods. They put it on social media, and after a few hours, their friend commented saying, "What's that thing in the background?" At first, they were baffled until they looked behind them in the image and saw a tall figure. Some think this is an oddly shaped tree stump in the forest.
Yeah, that's not a tree stump, that's literally a man. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a story about the Japanese suicide forest. Basically, somebody went in there just to explore and they had like little ropes. It turns out somebody cut their ropes. Like, is that not so scary? Imagine you're all alone and then somebody cuts your rope and you don't know if they're around you. Like, that's freaky.
But others say this is the real life version of the Slenderman, which is a popular creepypasta. What do you think this mysterious creature could be?
It's Slenderman. Like, I'm telling you right now, that's literally Slenderman. I'm a really dumb person, so I'd probably go back in to try to find Slenderman. Like, that's so scary. Imagine if he's actually real. Anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. We reacted to some normal photos with creepy backstories. I've linked the video down in the description down below, so definitely go and check out that video. And yes, I will see you all in my next video.